want to take a picture?
Cheese.
We can't see your face.
Cheese.
I can't see your face. Come up here.
Your best mommy.
We are back. Camping was a lot of fun. I hope that you guys enjoyed the videos. If you checked them out, a lot of them are super short, so it's a very easy series to watch. I really just enjoyed the moments as a whole. And yes, as you can tell, it is very dark in here because I am filming while my children are sleeping. Because we're getting into some shit today. Yeah. So, for this video, obviously every video that I talk about, I am going to, have at the end screen if you guys want to actually see the video. I only had to cut out one part of the video, so that was kind of nice. I didn't have to cut out a lot of stuff. It was really me just cutting out the bullshit excuse that I was giving the ex. Okay? But we'll get into that as we go. Because the first thing that I want to point out, also, if you're wondering how I'm getting this fantastic lighting, that kind of makes me look weird as hell. I'm using my computer because I wrote down some notes so that way I didn't forget key parts where I was like, you lying. Because, as I've said multiple times on the other two videos that I've made for this, I was lying a lot in my old content, and we're going to expose the lies because there's no reason for me to protect an awful piece of shit. So, the first lie, it's not really a lie, it just wasn't really explained a whole lot. I called myself lazy and tired. Bear in mind, this was like in October, so I was a month away from popping out a baby. Now, Levi, because this was my second pregnancy, Levi was such a sweetheart, and he decided that the best spot for him for the entire second half of my pregnancy was to be right in my pelvis. So things like getting up out of bed, sitting, like going from sitting to standing, getting out of a car, walking around, these things were excruciatingly painful because he was so far deep in my pelvis. It was a joy. So I was dealing with all of that. And of course, that didn't matter because their DAD, my ex, still required me to chase after Elias all the time as the only one chasing him around. Like, he'd be working on his car in the front yard, and Elias and I would be in the front yard, and Elias, like, he would be talking to Elias and actually, like, interacting with him. And he would all of a sudden see Elias starting to run to the street. And even though he's like a few feet away from our son who is running to the street because he doesn't know better, instead of stopping him, like dropping his tool and running to the child, he would just stare at me as I'm struggling to get out of a chair to chase down my son before he gets hit by a car. Because, nothing says I'm a great father like refusing to go and save your kid because your pregnant girlfriend can't get out of a chair in time. Because I had the audacity to sit down because walking around and following Elias and running after him was killing me. Like, so much pain that I could have probably passed out. So I was dealing with things like that. And then the tired aspect, super fun. Pregnancy, for those that don't know, pregnancy drains you. It makes you tired. Like, you're growing a whole person. You get pretty sleepy. And again, DAD was not helpful at all. So waking up with Elias at like 7 o'clock in the morning. That's all me. And then here comes DAD at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Like, always got to sleep in. And then that would be right around Elias's nap time. So I would get like a short nap on the days that I could get him to take a nap. Because he was in that stage where even though he needed a nap, he did not want to nap. So I had to fight him to nap. So I could nap. Because I couldn't just ask for a nap. I couldn't ask DAD, hey, can you play with your son so I can get some rest because I am growing a person and I am exhausted? Oh, no. No. That's a bad thing to do. So I was the one that was up with him early in the morning, didn't get a rest at all. Even me sitting down because I was in pain was a problem, so I was constantly moving around, which also exhausts you. Just on a side note, if you can never relax and you're pregnant, that is doubly exhausting. I don't think doubly is a word, but you know what? We're going with it right now. And of course, bedtime. Yeah, that was all me too. If he wakes up in the middle of the night, yep, that's me. There's no help. There was never any help. He was only helpful if we were around his family, and it was still very minimally. We lived with my uncle at the time. He can vouch for this. There was never any help. It was all me. I was being trained perfectly for my role now as a single mother. Fun. So, my second point is that this whole video was like basically a vlog of right around the time that I was going to do my maternity photo shoot. Now, I have seen beautiful maternity photo shoots from like friends and just internet people, and like the dads are there and they're like a part of it, and they're posing with their pregnant woman, they're holding the belly, they're kissing the belly, the kids are involved. Now, I tried to get Elias involved. He was too busy having fun. It wasn't working. But like, my ex didn't want to be involved. He didn't even want to come with. Didn't want to help out at all. He needed to work on his car. By the way, this car that he was constantly working on, he only had to constantly work on it because he kept pulling it apart. Oh, I need to fix my car. What did you do? I pulled out everything. Why'd you do that? Dude, the only way you make money right now in this time frame was DoorDash. You kind of need your car. Nah, we'll just be broke as hell all the time. And instead of buying diapers, I'll just buy another 12-pack of beer. Why was I ever with this idiot? Oh, because I needed beautiful children. Because my boys are beautiful. But that's all me. That is all me. Because I've been raising them alone from the beginning. Anyway, didn't want to come with. So I didn't get the maternity pictures that I wanted. I was never going to. I mean, he was very uninvolved. He never really wanted to celebrate the fact that we were pregnant with Levi. I didn't get to go to the doctor until I was 14 weeks pregnant. And then he made me wait until I was like 20 weeks pregnant to even tell anybody. I wasn't allowed to tell people. I never wanted to celebrate Levi. So there's also another part during the actual photo shoot where I was talking about how I don't know how anybody feels beautiful when they're pregnant. That's just because he was constantly telling me how disgusting I was, and how even after I have the baby, I was just going to stay disgusting and horribly morbidly obese. So if you go and watch the video after you watch this, or if you go and click on it right now, just know that how I looked in that video is this man's definition of a morbidly obese and disgusting person, or as he often liked to call it, fat cow. Yeah, such a beautiful thing to say to your pregnant girlfriend. That's a side note. Okay, let me see my other notes real quick. Okay. Oh, yeah. I mentioned needing to refilm a mukbang. I had this idea for a while. I was like, I have so many, like, cravings. Let's do a cravings mukbang and a cravings photo shoot. It was not anything that it was supposed to be because he didn't want to help with that either. I mean, it's hard to help by the cravings when you're constantly making sure that you can't make money aside from the money that you need to buy more beer. Choked on my spit from all that truth. But yeah, it's a little hard. So you can't really go to all the places that like I needed my cravings from. So I did like a variation of it. Let's see. Yeah. My dumbass sat here the entire time and was like, yeah, I just need to refilm it because my pregnancy has changed so much and I just want to be accurate for the video. No, that's not what happened at all. You lying bitch. I never filmed the video. Like, ever. At all. I filmed it much later when I was finally at my mom's and she agreed to help buy some of my cravings because, yeah. She couldn't buy all of them. And I was like, you know what, that's fine. I get it. But, yeah, no. What was actually going on is he was constantly telling me how stupid it was that I was doing this channel, and he was telling everybody in his family and like his friends list that I was just trying to become famous. I was this crazy person that thought I could just become famous, and that's never been the goal of this channel. I have never once assumed that I could ever be famous. I don't think I'm that kind of person. I don't think that the content I make is ever going to be extravagant enough for what reaches like actual famous level. I just like making content. I've always enjoyed making content. I used to make stupid short films and I would write scripts with friends and I wanted to do all kinds of things. I've had so many different channels. I have a channel that you can find on YouTube from like middle school, high school age. That I don't have the password to it anymore. I don't even know what email it's attached to because I have like 50 million emails. But like I've wanted to do stuff like this for a very long time. Not because I want to be rich as hell, not because I want to be famous as hell, but because I don't want to go to film school. I don't want to direct movies. But I want to make content. I want to make stuff that I just enjoy making, and I enjoy filming things. I've always enjoyed filming things, and this is just kind of perfect. Like, some of my first channels that I started making, this channel, when I first started it, and then I deleted a bunch of content, was like, no, we're rebranding because I'm grown now. I did not start this as a grown person, but I thought I was. But, like, my first videos on this channel were makeup videos. Like, I was trying to do makeup because I liked SFX makeup. Like, it's just always been something that I've loved. And apparently, that is me desperately trying to be famous so that way we could be super rich. And, like, he just always had to tear down the fact that I enjoyed making content, that I enjoyed being on this channel, that I wanted to dedicate time. Mind you, most of my filming was either with my son involved or while he was napping. Kind of now. Like, it's the same thing. Like, it didn't take away from my parenting in any way. It wasn't, like, you know, it wasn't bad. I wasn't, like, prioritizing a video over, like, a screaming child in the other room. Like, that didn't happen. That's never happened. But he would talk so much shit about it that you would assume that something like that had to be going on. No, he just didn't like that I was expressing myself creatively. I'm assuming because I shared so much of my life that he couldn't guarantee that some of his abuse wouldn't end up on camera accidentally or on purpose. And now I'm just like, I'm just going to share your story. I may not have the video evidence of it because I always edit it out of my videos, But I remember what happened. The last thing that I want to talk about from this video is a fallout with a friend. Now, this friend and I, we've like added each other back onto Facebook, and we kind of talked about it. I apologized for the whole situation. But in this video at the time, I made it sound like there was just a big miscommunication between us. And like I had told her point blank from when we started making plans to hang out that Elias would have to come with me because I just didn't have anybody to watch him. I made it sound like we had this agreement, and all of a sudden she backed out. We never really agreed about it. It was never really discussed because I didn't think to bring it up with her like an idiot. And when I did, she asked me if my ex could just watch Elias for a little while so we could go do lunch. And I didn't know how to tell her that, no, he couldn't because he refused to. Like, I was lucky if I could just argue with him for an hour so I could get a 5-minute shower without my child in there. After 5 minutes, he would start getting a little antsy. And then once I hit 10 minutes, he would usually come busting in and be like, you need to take over with the kid. Like, I have shit to do. Like, go break my car more so I can fix it. Yeah, so I couldn't really explain any of that because then I'd have to admit that, like, I have no help and I'm in a horrible, toxic relationship with this idiot. So instead, I just ended up getting really defensive and was like, you know what, screw you. And I blocked her, and I was just like, I'm done with this. And it was all because I couldn't say the truth. I couldn't admit that, like, if I asked for help, it was going to become this huge fight, and I was going to be told how shitty of a mom I am and how useless I am as a wife. Oh yeah, see, that's how stupid he is. This one right here, that was supposed to be my wedding ring. It was $30. I've since added to it so that way you can't tell as much. Now I put it on the internet for the whole world to see. I'm a genius. But yeah, like, he would tell people I was his wife. We were never married. We were planning a wedding at one point, like towards the very end of the relationship, but like, I was never his wife. He consistently called me his wife, which is just insulting to marriage because, like, he was never going to make me his wife. He let me buy a wedding dress. He was never going to make me his wife. But like, why would you do that to your wife? Why would you be absolutely no help to your wife? Like, if you're trying to play the role of a husband, you would think that that would mean actually doing the things that you would expect a normal husband and father to do. You know, like, watch his kids, help his wife, be a normal person. But nope, everything centered around him and himself and what benefited him the most. So, yeah. Drinks with a friend? That would have been crazy. Lunch with a friend? Woo! I'd be an idiot to do that. An absolute idiot. And I would be told that. But yeah, that's the truth about the whole video. I'm not gonna edit this. I'm just gonna throw my intro and outro onto this because screw it. That's probably how I'm gonna do most of these because it's late at night and I edit for 2 channels. And it's about to be editing for so many more channels. I'm about to be editing for like 4 channels at this point. So, yeah. I'm telling the truth. I'm ranting. Maybe people will enjoy it. Maybe they won't. I don't care right now because I am tired. So that's the truth behind this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to fucking bed. Good night. Hey guys, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and maybe check out some of my other content. And if you really enjoyed the video, you can always hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that way hopefully you can see more of my content. Why am I in here? Because I'm recording a voiceover, my silly boy.